Shannon, you can put us on.
Okay.
Marsh versus Marsh. State your appearance, Mr. Hotchkiss.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you. Ken Hotchkiss appearing on behalf of the defendant, Jason Marsh.
And Shannon, both parties are also present, I assume. Okay, go ahead with your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. Very brief motion. In fact, my client had actually improper filed a motion to change custody back in 2019, May of 2019. This court entered an order appointing Mike Kelly as the guardian ad litem. I think he'd begun his investigation and at some point discovered that he had a conflict and had indicated to me that Ms. McCluskey was going to take over the GAL duties. I haven't seen an order to reflect that. And we've tried to reach out to Ms. McCluskey. She did indicate that it is her understanding that she's going to act as the GAL, but I don't think she's completed her investigation. In fact, I'm sure she hasn't, but I've not received a report from her or anything else. And we've been trying to get an update unsuccessfully. But the purpose of today's motion, frankly, is that my client has the children in his care and custody and has really for over a year exclusively providing the day-to-day care and needs for the children, and he's still currently paying his child support obligation. All I'm asking for is that pending our evidentiary hearing, which hopefully will go next week, but in case it doesn't, I wanted to bring this motion to suspend his child support obligation until such time as the court makes a determination at the evidentiary hearing. But we are scheduled for evidentiary hearing next week. If Ms. McCluskey has a report done and ready, we're prepared to go forward if the court is. If not, then we would like the child support suspended until this court orders otherwise. Thank you.
Ms. Marsh? Ms. Marsh, can you hear me? No sound. Could you, I can try to get you on the telephone. I don't have a phone number written down anywhere. Can you write down your phone number and I will dial it? We'll be able to hear you that way.
I don't think she can hear you, Judge.
Oh,
I can give you your phone number if you'd like, Your Honor.
please do.
517-812-9936.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I gotta send in a ticket for this phone. Morning, Cheryl.
Thank you. You're welcome. They're going to be dialing into you. Okay. Thank you. We'll just do it right after we do this one. Thank you so much. All right, no problem.
Hello?
Ms. Marsh?
Yes.
This is Judge LaFlamme. I got your phone number from Mr. Marsh.
Yes.
The motion today is, I'm assuming you got a copy of it, to suspend child support until such time as the court makes a ruling regarding custody. Do you oppose that motion?
Yes, I oppose that motion. The kids are being held from me. Jason will not let me come and pick up my children and have my parenting time, so they are being forced away from me. So I feel as though that he needs to return my children to me and continue with what we agreed upon in our divorce.
All right. Well, I appreciate that position, ma'am. The information I have is that the children have been with him for upwards of a year.
No, Jason just started holding them from me on July 24th, and I called the police. And the police told me that it was a civil matter and that there was nothing that I could do, that I needed to go file a court hearing. So I did that. I went down, I filed for a court hearing, and then Jason's attorney stopped the court hearing and is now making it to where both are together, I believe, on October 30th. But they are being held from me. I want my children back. I want my parenting time with my children. And the police said that there is nothing that they can do about it because it's a civil matter.
All right, well, it's
So I've taken the steps in which the police and what I have been told.
all right. Ma'am, I appreciate that. The issues are all scheduled for an evidentiary hearing, and I will make a decision as to what should happen with the kids. But in the meantime, since they are with him and he's the one having to provide for their needs, I think the motion to suspend parenting time until I make a decision is well-founded. So I'm going to grant that motion. Mr. Hotchkiss, you'll submit an order?
I will do that, Your Honor. Thank you, Mayor, very much for your time.
You're welcome. That concludes our hearing. Okay, and Shannon. Okay. Did you get the name of the file or the number?
I did, thank you.
You are Jermaine Williams?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Williams, you were picked up for
Last,
violation of a personal protection order.
yes, sir. Can I explain why?
Did you?
Mr.
Oh, sorry?
Can I explain why, Mr. LaFlamme?
I'll give you a chance, but there's some things I have to go through first before I do that.
I apologize. I'm sorry, sir.
That's no problem. All right, were you given a written description of what it is you are accused of doing to violate the PPO?
No, but Mr. LaFlamme, I knew I did have a PPO, sir. And the girl, she was taking me away from the situation because things were bad at that time. Like,
All right,
I'm sorry.
hold on. I will give you a chance. So I need to read the information sheet to you since you don't have a copy.
Yes, sir.
According to the probable cause supplemental information, Officer Stallworth was dispatched to 214 Stewart Avenue,
By my mother.
Jackson, Michigan,
Yes, sir.
for a possible domestic in progress.
What?
And this was on, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the date, 10/22. So it must have been early hours this morning.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bond.
Let me read this, sir.
Yes, I'm sorry.
When it's time for an explanation, I will give you that opportunity. But in the meantime, I've got to go through this stuff first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Upon arrival, I observed Williams outside in the parking lot with Kelly Yvonne Fritt. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, sir.
Lean, which is the information system the police use, confirmed a valid PPO was in place
Yes, sir.
between Fritt and Williams that had been served. Williams was observed in violation of paragraph 6E1 of the PPO by appearing within the petitioner's site. Williams was taken into custody without incident.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to contest this charge at a contempt hearing.
Yes, sir.
You're also entitled to an attorney, either one of your choosing or one appointed for you by the court if you have one, if you wish to have one appointed and you're unable to afford one yourself.
Yes, sir.
Do you wish
No, sir.
to have an attorney appointed to represent you in this matter?
No, sir. I plead guilty because I knew, like she told me about the PPO. I didn't. Okay, it's not my
Hold
time.
on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I've still got to go through some things. I got to make sure before I take any kind of admission from you that you are fully informed of your rights.
Yes, sir. I am. I'm fully informed about this, sir. I know.
No, I have to do that on the record, sir.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
You may face up to 93 days in jail
I understand.
and fined up to $500 if you are found guilty of contempt.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You may also face contempt sanctions by simply being held in jail until you agree to comply with the order.
Yes, sir.
Knowing your rights, is it your wish this morning that I not appoint an attorney for you
Yes, sir.
and that you be allowed to plead guilty to this offense?
Yes, sir.
All right, I need to put you under oath. Would you raise your right hand, please? You do swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down now. I need you to state your full name for the record.
My name is Jermaine Emmanuel Williams, sir.
Mr. Williams, you can hear and understand me?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you will be pleading guilty to violating the PPO?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you're giving up your right to a hearing? And you're also giving up your right to a lawyer, either one of your own or one appointed by the court if you can't afford one?
Yes, sir. I do.
Do you understand that throughout a contempt hearing, you are presumed innocent until your guilt is proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you have the right to have witnesses against you appear at the hearing, to ask them questions, and to have me order any witnesses to appear who you would have the court to hear from?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you do not have to testify at the hearing and nobody can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if you choose, you also do have the right to testify if you want to?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Do you understand if I accept your guilty plea, you will not have a contested hearing, you will be giving up all the rights I've told you about, and you will also be giving up any claim that the plea was not your own choice but the result of promises and threats not disclosed to the court?
Yes, sir. I understand.
And you do understand that the maximum penalty is up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence following the guilty plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Do you understand that if you are on probation or parole, this plea could affect your probation or parole status?
Yeah, I understand, sir.
Has anyone threatened you?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead guilty today?
No, sir. I just want to tell you what happened.
Is it your own choice today to plead guilty?
Honestly, yes, sir.
Tell me, how do you plead to the charge of violating the PPO?
I plead guilty, sir.
All right, I need you to tell me what happened.
Okay, Mr. LaFlamme, my mom last night, she was drinking and stuff like that. Kelly picked me up. She was giving me a ride somewhere. My mom called the police to Kelly's house and said that, because like when Officer Starworth, he pulled up. He said, yeah, Jermaine, your mom called. He said, ain't no domestic situation. He said, but I still got to take you to jail because you're in violation of the PPO. And all Kelly was doing was get me away from the situation that I had at hand, sir. We were sitting outside. Both officers pulled up in her parking lot when we were leaving. She was getting me away from the situation that was going on. It wasn't like I was in her house. It wasn't like all that the girl was, I understand, but like, I didn't help me.
Let me ask you. So Kelly, on her own, came to pick you up voluntarily, allowed you to get into her vehicle,
Yes, sir.
And that's how the police found you.
Yes, sir. They pulled up in her parking lot. 214 Stewart. It wasn't like me and her was away from each other or something else like that. Like, I've been with her for 6 years, Mr. LaFlame, and I ain't had no contact with her. But she knew that the stuff the way that my mom is Debbie Hubert. My mom called the police trying to start some stuff, and she called the police. I can't believe she said that there was a domestic happening. No, she knew that Kelly was picking me up to get me away from my mom. I don't know why she would tell somebody that, you know what I mean, domestic was happening, because when Starward pulled up, you know what I mean, my iron got broke last night. When Starward pulled up, he was cool. It wasn't like I had to do anything else or anything like that. He was like, "Here, Jermaine, you know I gotta take you." I'm like, "Yes, sir." I didn't fight. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just, you know what I mean? I told him the same thing. Like, man, I'm not trying to go to jail. I just got my daughter back in my life, and I've been doing everything I can as a father. I'm a horrible father, but I'm trying now. And that girl was helping me, just getting me away from the situation.
But you understand that the PPO prohibits you from being in her sight or in her presence.
I know, sir, but she just picked me up. She helped. I didn't want
I
to go.
get that.
I didn't want to go to jail.
I get that.
Yes, sir.
The next time you need help, you need to call somebody else. Don't call her.
Yes, sir.
As long as this PPO remains in place, you cannot be in her presence.
Yes, sir.
You can't even contact her.
I understand that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I get that, and that happens. So what you're telling me is, despite the fact that she got a PPO against you back in August, that she is continuing to contact you.
Yeah, my phone is in my property, so I can show you.
I'm not doubting you, sir. I'm just trying to make sure the record's clear.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
All right. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to accept your plea. I find that it was knowingly, voluntarily, understandingly made, that you've had admitted to, in fact, being in her presence in violation of the PPO.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to sentence you to 1 day in jail, which is what you've served already by being picked up. That's the violation. You'll be released.
Yes, sir.
If this comes back in front of me again,
I know
or
better.
in front of
I know better.
any other judge, you're likely to be sentenced to the full 90 days.
Yes, sir.
So when Kelly calls you, you need to tell her, I can't talk to you, I can't be around you, as long as this PPO remains in place.
Yes, sir.
And keep your distance. Don't go into her presence, or you're going to be arrested again.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. No, because I was just about to say, LaFlame, like, no, it's fine, sir. I understand.
All right. We will send the paperwork over. You will be released after the 1 day. I assume that'll be later today.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. LaFlame.
You're welcome.
Hey, Miss West. Miss West? It just ended. Miss West, you got like some aspirin.
Was Jennifer Payne on the docket on any of those cases that got removed? You can take us off the record. I'm gonna find out why she's there, because I don't see her anywhere.
Was there an old docket that was sitting on your?
No, well, there's one back in my chambers.
That might be the fastest way to check.
Can I have that file, please?
Yes.
I don't see her listed.
All right, I'm just gonna see why she's there. Good morning, Ms. Payne.
Morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
I am fine, but we're wondering why you're here.
Oh, well,
I don't have anything on my docket.
Okay, I had us down for a follow-up on the Stinson matter. I put it in my calendar, but maybe that was just a follow-up with Ms. Hamilton. You didn't expect to see us today on Stinson versus Stinson?
I'm not there's nothing on my docket.
Okay,
Ms. Hamilton isn't here, so I'm guessing not.
I'm guessing no. I'll call her. All right, thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You're welcome, you too.
Take care.